Another little West Coast story for you here. I remember another time these are just off the hip for me to do this, but anyways, just remembering some times down the coast. Was helicopter logging down at a place called Indian Arm for a helicopter company down there. And I was bucking on the landing, if you know what that's all about, bucking up logs to the right lengths and stuff. Big, huge, nice, good wood down there on the coast. Anyways, I got working there for a while, and then they needed a watchman out there. And I was single. I had a Norton that I was riding every time I wasn't working. I'd be riding my Norton and single. So these guys needed a watchman out there, and I told them I'd do it. I said I'll work all week and stay out there all weekend as a watchman. You guys pay me right? I said sounds good to me. So I get working out there, and my dad and I, we flew a little trailer. He had this little trailer, one of them little bolos, say. And damn it if we didn't hook it up to a bunch of chokers. And from North Vancouver out there, we hooked it up to chokers and flew it out to Indian Arm, where we set it down with the chopper. And I proceeded to build myself a nice big fire pit, and I had a fire pit out there, and I just lived out there with my dog, a big chocolate Doberman Pinscher. And I used to buck all day long, and then everybody would take off and go home, and I would stay out there, just my dog and I, and cook supper and have a wonderful time out there on the ocean. I had crab traps that I would go out there and set and stuff. And I had an old .22 pistol that my dad had brought out there for me from a Mexican ranch. I don't know how he got it, but knowing him, I don't know how he did it, but beautiful little gun. And I used to walk around with that on my hip at night, and my old floppy hat, my dog, and away we'd go. We'd cruise around, and all we were watching out there, being a watchman like that, was the jet fuel for the choppers. We had big tanks of jet fuel out there. Anyways, one day we were out there, and it was a hot, sunny day, and my high-vi vest was over behind the loader's bucket, and I wasn't wearing a helmet. Was being a bad guy on the landing that day, but it was just the helicopter pilot and the loader operator and myself down there, so yeah, we all knew where each other was anyways. So anyways, the chopper comes down there, and there was no wood coming from the back end, and I just asked him on the talkie tuner, I said, listen, what's on the radio there, what's going on? I said, the good guy's having a hard time up there. And he says, yeah, Tim, maybe we could get you up there. And I said, well, bring the hook. Well, this hook hangs 90 feet down from the chopper, and it's got a round bottom on it, a steel bottom like that, and it's got a hook in the middle of it where they hook the chokers to, and chopper brings it up and brings the wood down to the landing to me, and they unhook the choker in that little bottom piece on the line that hangs down from the chopper at 90 feet. So they brought that down there, the hook, and I climbed up on it, and I said, go ahead, take me out to the back. And boy, you're not supposed to be doing something like that. It's dangerous. Plus it's all electricity running through there. I think back on it now, I'm lucky I didn't get zapped. But anyways, got on there, and I'm hanging on, and I start slowly going in a circle like that underneath the helicopter, and we're flying up to the mountain, and the ocean's behind me, and I'm actually loving this little ride that I'm getting. And he brings me up to the back of the bush there, and the hook tender there, he goes, what the hell are you doing? And I says, I come up to give you a hand. Oh, so chopper lets me down into the timber, and I started working with them guys. sent some wood down with him and all that, and got lots of wood down on the landing, and then I got a ride back down to the landing and proceeded to buck all my wood up. Well, that was all fine and dandy. The boys all went back to, we all had a big laugh about it that night. The boys all went back to Maple Ridge and all their homes, and I stayed out there as usual, just me and my dog. Well, the next morning we're at work, and it's about, it's almost noon hour, and all of a sudden, and I'm still out there working on the landing with no high-vis vest, no helmet. I had just finished filing my chainsaw, and I looked up and I seen 3 white things coming through the bush from the ocean up our trail. So somebody had come in on a boat with 3 white hats. Uh-oh, 3 white hats. I was thinking, what the hell? It's compensation probably over what happened yesterday, eh? So I went running in behind that big blade, and I grabbed my vest, my high-vis vest. It was all oily and crap, and threw it on my bare skin, and found my helmet, put it on, put my earmuffs on, and just got everything on in time. By the time those inspectors came out there for the compensation, and he come up to me and he goes, well, we heard somebody was flying on the hook yesterday, flied up to the top of the mountain. I just looked at him, I said, well, nobody do that around here. I said, maybe it was a piece of cedar. I said, how did you find out somebody had done something like that? I said, who told you something like that? And he goes, oh, it was one of the boats out in the ocean here that was watching your logging show, and all of a sudden seen somebody get on that hook and ride it up there. And I said, no, I said, that must have been a piece of cedar. I said, because the cedar, bark of the cedar sometimes rips off in great big huge slabs, eh? I said, maybe it looked like a human or something. I said, I don't know. Anyways, they left, and we all got through it, and that was the story of that little spot there. I have another story that I just remembered about that spot. I'll get down into that one a little bit later, I guess. Yeah, that's that one for now.